It's Smickle D fucking Schnickle time. Don't you fuck me around. Hi!
Welcome, friend.
Been dipping our hands into strange cookie jars, have we?
fucking cool.
You're here to work metal, yeah? You're here to work metal?
Yo. He's like, now there's joint time and fucking nap time. Oh, you got hurt on the playground? Right, yeah. The centrifugal force. Right. No more babysitting for you, I guarantee that. Right. Oh, for real, I had this fucking, like, glass I had sitting over here. I was filling up and being, like, doing shots and shit. I had some weed. I had this big fat ass bud, and I should have took the whole thing with me, but I didn't. I broke some pieces off of that shit and was like, I'm gonna save that for later. Well, what do you mean? I got a fucking jar full, like, or whatever. But still, like, yeah, I better have something for later. Right. It was alright anyways, because she had a little bit, I had a little bit, like, smoked it up like fiends or whatever, like, could have conserved it a little bit more, but I was like, whatever. And we ended up, like, going and hanging out at, like, one of her friend's house. They had some weed and some dabs or whatever. And those people were all cool, man. They were, you know, she was like, right away, like, yo, he plays guitar. Good shit, like, you guys listen to. And they're like, oh, word? Like, they, you know what I mean? They all played, like, homie played bass, his son played guitar or whatever. Like, he played bass, his son played lead guitar, I played rhythm guitar. They're like, oh, you play? They busted that shit out. They was like, play something. I was like, I don't know, man. It's just, like, weird. Like, people be sitting there watching me or whatever I go to play, and, like, I just be, like, blam, straight fucking blankola in the fucking brain. Like, I can't think of anything, you know what I mean? But after a while, I started doodling some notes or whatever and playing and fucking around, and, like, whatever it was, I stopped paying attention to what they was talking about and doing and shit, and started to try to pay a little bit more attention to what I was doing, and I busted some riffs out, played a little something. I played some shit from, like, the 70s up to, like, current or whatever. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. These motherfuckers, like, every other song I was playing, they're, like, getting right into that shit, singing right along with it. I'm like, I played some Smashing Pumpkins. I'm like, gin, 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 gin. They're like, the world is a vampire. I'm like, gin, 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 gin. Yeah, I mean, like, they was over there getting it. They were like, yo. You were like, you want to be in a band? I was like, yeah, I bet. And I was like, dude, I was playing on an acoustic guitar. I didn't even have, like, an electric, no sounds, no effects, no, like, no real being able to get that shit, but... It was a little bit. I mean, I played for people who appreciated that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you can play for anybody, but not everybody listens to my type of style of music or whatever. And it's nice that, like, when somebody does listen to that kind of stuff and you play a little something like that, they can appreciate it for what it is. I'm like, yeah, I like that, man. They got me high, dude. That fucking... I ain't gonna lie, the weed was shittier than my weed. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's probably good, alright weed, but my weed is just better. They rolled these bomber-ass fucking joints, like bombers, dude. Like the fucking 80s version, some bombers. Like, they were already smoking a bomber when we first came there and was like, oh, go ahead, finish that. Like, they gave me like a half of one, like, just go ahead, finish that. Like, I'm fucking smoking on that. I'm like, yeah, alright, that's cool. Next thing you know, they rolled like 3 more or 4 more of those bombers and started passing them around. I'm like, by the time we got done with like the last one, I think the last one, they just lit the last one. I was standing there and the heat was getting to me. I was like, man, I need to sit the fuck down. I was like, I ain't been this fucking high in 20 years. Ain't it, dude? It was the heat. It was the heat. Like, as soon as I went inside where some air conditioning was, and I sat down for at least 5 minutes or whatever, I collected myself, I started feeling a little bit better, and I was like, man, that fucking heat's killing me out there and, like, fucking me up with that weed. That was just straight putting my dick in the dirt. Well, we used to do that shit in the wintertime. My homie used to call me up. It'd be a fucking blizzard out. You can't see the house across the street from yours. This motherfucker would be like, yo, come down here right now. I got some weed. Bring your bowl. I go running down there like a retard to the other end of my block. We go stand out behind his house. In the freezing ass winter, and like we'd pack a bowl or two and we'd smoke the shit out of it like fast as we could. And being cold out there, you know what I mean, like it slows down everything. So when you smoke the weed, like the blood ain't circulating, so it's not flowing through you like it should. But the moment you go walking back in the fucking house and it's like room temperature and your body starts warming up and your blood starts flowing again, that shit hits you all at once. You'd be like, ah. Right, you hurried up, suck that shit down like, and you hurry up and run back in there to class. You'd be sitting in there first 5 minutes in the class and you're like, it's like, wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 like, yeah, like, and then, like, 10 minutes into that bitch, they're like, yo, anyways, the Mr. Dirk, and you're like, oh, what, like, I didn't hear shit you said for last time, man, like, what you talking about? Right. I'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, right, exactly. Exactly. Kind of like something like that here. Oh, like, dude, I didn't even know how good my weed really is. Like, I sit here and smoke that shit all day, every day. Like, you know, I don't know, sometimes, like, I could tell, like, it's a little on the potent side or whatever, but, like, bro, yeah, I mean, like, she got a nice clean home or whatever, and, like, it smells like that, like, showroom floor shit, like, in a furniture shop, or, like, you walk into the arts and crafts store, you know what I'm saying? That kind of smell, like in the arts and crafts store. It's like right. It's like the fresh, clean, new, perfect. Like everything's got a spot type shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, well, like I don't know. Our house is like that, anyways. Like we smoked a bowl or fucking two. We went down the street to the fucking corner store or whatever and got some sodas or whatever and shit. Yo, we come fucking back. I'm just like, dude, we was walking down the fucking parking lot or whatever to get to the building, her apartment building, right? I'm like, damn, man. I'm like, somebody already smoking around here. I was like, I can smell that. I'm like, that's good shit. Like, bro, she opened up the door to that apartment building and went inside. We're standing in the hall. I'm like, oh. I'm like, somebody's smoking that shit here in this building. I was like, yeah. Dude, she opened the apartment door and, like, that shit fucking straight snuffed you in the lip, bro. I was like, what? I'm like, that's me? And she's like, oh. She's like, you didn't. She's like, what are you talking about? She's like, you didn't know, you can't tell that it was like that before we left. I was like, nah, I'm used to that shit all the time. She's like, oh no, I already knew. Right. Yeah, exactly. What are you talking about, dude? I'm gonna have to go get my fucking haircut now. I fucking know it. I already knew I had split ends. Like, I only go like twice a year to get it done. I usually go like early in the spring, while there's still a little bit of snow on the ground. Like early spring, before even spring. Like the end of winter, I'll go, and sometime like in like the beginning of fall, like the beginning of spring and like in the beginning or end of fall, I'll go and get like my split ends trimmed or whatever. But like, whatever, man. I should put my hair in these two braids. Like, I got two braids, like one on each side. They hang down like some Snoop Dogg shit or whatever. Like, not like I don't look like the white version of that motherfucker. But afterwards, like, what? Dude, she snipped the fucking, like, I could feel on one side of it, like, they're not both, like, evenly the same or something like that. One's a little bit more higher than the other one is or something like that, or tighter or whatever. Right, yeah, she did. She cut the split ends on both of them and made them even, like a fucking fool or whatever. And I guarantee when I take my hair out and go to fucking brush it, it shit ain't gonna be fucking even in the back. Oh, well, no, there's no, you didn't need a reason or excuse. Look, these fucking niggers just came and brought me, like, swapped out my fucking router from the 100 fucking megabyte router to the 1 fucking gigabyte fucking router, and this shit ain't fucking better than the old equipment that I had. They come bring me back my old shit, man. This thing is fucking garbage. I do see a difference. I see that shit looks like fucking blurry-ish and fucking shitty. And that's not the way it fucking... That's right. Hey, that's the way it was, and that's the way I fucking want it to be, and it sure as fuck isn't. No. Oh. I don't know. We're over here texting. I see they gave us a couple of decent games for fucking free this month or whatever, but once again, ain't nobody fucking gonna play that garbage shit like I already played it on PS fucking nigger 3. Like Heavy Rain, I fucking platinum that shit on fucking PS3. I'm fucking nigger sick of it, dude. I pay $20, I fucking, whatever the fuck nigger it is a month for fucking PlayStation fucking Plus, whatever the fuck it is, $60 a year, I don't give a fuck. But I'm sick and tired of these fucking niggers giving me something I already played 10 years ago on my fucking PS3. Oh. Hello? What are you doing? Huh? The what? Ice cream?
Yeah.
What the fuck? How come I didn't get no ice cream while I was there?
Because I didn't have it right. The top.
See, that's the wrong answer. You're like, you had all the ice cream in the world you wanted. How many licks does it take to get to the center?
If I had ice cream, you would have had some.
Oh, believe me, I had my fair share of ice cream.
So, I bought the beta fish for the San Henry. Love it.
What color did you get?
Red.
Red.
Orange red. So, we're going to have to keep our mitts off each other. Can you handle that?
I guess. What kind of shit is that?
Well, what I did was wrong.
Huh?
So I just spoke to Daniel, and I told him you're going to be hanging out more. And in order for me to feel good about doing that, I cannot be having sex with you because then I'm going to fall deeply in love with you and I'm going to hurt you. I don't want to do that.
I think you already are.
I already love you. No, I'm not in love yet.
No, but you know what I mean.
If you keep doing it like that, it's going to happen. So stop.
You can't go fishing. You can't go fishing and expect not to catch fish.
I didn't go fishing. I said, come over and hang out with me, and that's what ended up happening.
Oh.
That was great.
Well, all right.
Can you hang out with me and not do that?
I'm pretty sure I can't self-restraint, but how could you want to say no when it feels so good to say yes?
Yeah, I know. But I don't want to be a cheater, and I just apologize to God for it.
I don't think he apologized to God for it.
He did. He cried, and he went to church and everything.
That's because it's the same thing. You're a fucking need and not a want. How do you feel about being a need and not a want? Or a want instead of a need? There's a difference between wanting somebody and needing somebody.
Well, I broke up with him for 6 months, and he went crazy. He proved everything.
I don't want to hear that fucking piss pedal fucking shit, man.
Piss pedal, he's been good for 2 years.
The going crazy because you broke up, that's fucking, that's for attention. So you give them what the fuck they want. I played that game with more than enough people in relationships and outside of relationships as, like, being friends with, like, they couldn't get their fucking way with me. So, that's...
Well, how about this? I love him.
Okay. How about this? I love you now.
Yeah. I love you too, but I mean, I can't fall in love with you. That's not right. Don't let myself. But I want you to be my best friend. I want to see you all the time.
And I do too. And I want everything that you offer me.
Like what?
Your compassion and your love. What do you mean, like what?
Yeah, I want it. I want it.
Because that's about the only thing that I can't get in this world. Remember, you can't take it. You can't beg for it. You can't You can't manipulate somebody for it. It only can be given.
I know. But can you hang out with me without being in love with me like a wife?
Nah, I don't know. That's why I don't fucking have one night stands and sleep with random fucking people.
I'm not random.
That's right. So that's why, like, you got the benefit of the doubt already. Because if you were probably anybody else, the answer would have probably been no. And the shit would have went as far as it did. Would you think, like, in 6 years ain't nobody offered me any? Or you know what I mean? Offered me the same thing that you've offered me?
I didn't offer it to you.
Well, you know what I mean.
I don't even know how that happened. How did it happen? I don't even remember.
It's called we don't have self-control over each other in each other's presence.
Yeah, I know. Stupid. I want you out of the house more.
Well, I definitely ain't got nowhere to go out here. I got real woods out here. You know what I mean? I live in Central Square. I got the real woods out here.
That's the word.
I go sitting in the woods sometimes.
I smoke a weed apple.
Yeah.
That's you.
What you want me to do? Come back over?
No.
Alright then.
That, tomorrow has to be a fountain. I have to meet a prophet tomorrow. I don't live in the world that everyone else lives in. I just want to tell you that.
Neither do I.
No, I live in a spiritually awake world.
I live in my own world. Where I'm fucking God.
And really sucky.
I live in my own world where I'm God.
You're not God.
Oh.
Stop it.
I don't know
Stop
how.
that shit.
I don't know how you can't say that we're not. We are created in His image, with His likeness, and thus giving us His abilities. We are creators in our own rights, thus makes us a God. Like, look, if we created an artificial... Okay, if we created an artificial intelligence tomorrow, and that shit asked us who our creators were, we're going to tell it we are. That makes us God to them. Because we created them from nothing.
But while we're on Earth, and when we die, He will always be our God. And we will always be, well, you will be His child. Or brother. Because I really feel like you're His brother. It's really weird vibe I get. And I'm really good at naming prophets, names and all that. So, I don't know what the fuck is up with you. You're somebody to have had taken my virginity, and something really weird happened when we were young.
Yeah.
Was by your house. It was like,
Meant to be or so.
Do you remember the time we were walking in the woods and it was really bright in the woods and then it got dark?
I thought that was because I was tripping on acid and I didn't realize the moonlight was reflecting off of the snow or something like that.
No, you were not on acid. You were never on acid on me. We were on mushrooms one time. And they didn't really work on me. But we were
I could probably still get mushrooms. What, from the same person I used to get them from 25 years ago. But I mean, I don't know. I don't really fuck with this shit no more, myself personally.
Can you do me a favor and get more sun and some color on your skin and fucking do some push-ups and you have no fucking body? Like, you have no muscle tone because all you do is sit there.
I don't need fucking muscle. I have a brain. I use the only muscle that counts the most.
Why you be healthy? Can I just say that it used to be so fucking hot?
Yeah, exactly.
If I dye your hair, you'll be the same dude.
Oh, I know. I used to be fucking toned back when I was younger and shit, but you're right. Been sitting around too much on my ass for too many years to look that shit.
Yeah, you need to start walking around and doing something, baby.
Fuck walking around, man. I fucking put miles on when I was a kid, man. You know what, dude? I used to walk from one end of fucking Liverpool to the fucking other. Like, I used to go down to motherfucking to Bayberry. I used to walk down to Bayberry.
I know. I used to walk with you.
No, I don't think you ever took the walk to Bayberry with me.
No, but I took a fucking hike with you before. We used to walk around everywhere. It'd be hot as fuck.
I still like to do that shit. Like, I used to go to Beaver Lake and do the 3-mile trail.
No. So why don't we do something? You know, Beaver Lake is a lot smaller now that we're big.
What the fuck you mean it's a lot smaller now that we're big? I got a piece of paper. I got a plan-foot flyer right here. Beaver Lake Nature Center trail map. I could tell you every single trail. They got the .6. What you got here? They got the .3 miles Lake View Trail. They got the 1.5 miles Three Meadows. They got the .5 miles Pine View Trail. They got the .6 miles. That's the Bog Trail. The 3.0 miles. That's what me and Matt usually go take a walk on. Is the 3 miles Lake Loop Trail. It's a 45-minute walk to complete the whole loop around the lake. But that's 3 miles, 45 minutes. So we got the 1.1 miles Woodland Trail, 1.4 miles Deep Woods Trail, and the .4 miles Hemlock Hollow.
Will you do me a favor?
What?
Will you call my boy Danny and tell him I'm not interested in being friends anymore? His mom blocked me from the phone.
Maybe I can three-way it. You can tell him yourself.
Yeah, let me get this fucking number. I'm sick of his shit. Yo, I came over there on Christmas because I had no family.
What you mean? It's the 21st century.
Yeah, other than his house, they fucking did not invite me in for dinner. Fuck those people. They're heartless.
Look, why don't you download an app on your cell phone right now? Go in the Google Play. Go in that Google Play Store where you download apps.
I don't do all that, babe. Just fucking three-way the thing.
Because then he's gonna have my fucking number on his caller ID, and I don't want that nigger to have my number.
No, he won't call you back. He's a stupid little white boy.
I don't give a shit. Like, you can't dictate what somebody else is gonna do. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna tell him I'm calling from a friend's phone. Don't call this number.
He don't give a shit. That motherfucker will make my life miserable until I fucking.
Like that.
You don't know what he'd be like. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Come on, I want you to fucking do it, please.
well, look. Why don't you like go by?
Never mind. All right, I'm gonna clean the house and take a shower, okay?
Without me, that's bullshit.
We're not fucking no more. We had enough sex for a year.
Well, what the that ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China. Why is it do you think that, like, that's all I fucking wanted to come over there for, or see you for, or be with you for?
Well, I'm just saying we can't do it no more because I already fucking decided that. I will fall in love with you and it won't be good for anybody.
Right, because ultimately you have to make a choice, and I already know what that choice will be. You're going to keep what you already have. Because starting over from scratch is, I guess, just too hard. Too hard of work.
It's not too hard.
Sometimes, look it, how do you know when to cut your losses?
When he fucks up again, I'm cutting my losses.
What? Like, how many times does it have to take for you to cut your losses?
One more time, and that's it.
One more? Did you just hear what you said? One more. Like, the one before wasn't good enough, or any before that?
Well, you don't know the inside story. He's made a man, trust me.
No, I don't, and I don't have to know the whole. I don't have to know the details, but I know both sides of the stories because I've walked both sides of the fence.
He never actually cheated. I caught him each time before we got to. So.
They lucky I ain't never caught him because it had been their life on the spot.
Yeah.
So. But you can't shit.
I think like I'm too attracted to you to fucking lay in bed with you. We can't do that.
Obviously.
I don't know what the fuck it is, but it feels really good. I don't know what it is, but...
You know what it is.
What is it?
How it is to have somebody really care. Not just say they fucking do. You know how easy it is to walk around and say I fucking love you or care about you or pretend that you fucking do just to get what you want? Whether you're happy or not. Like, I fucking watch stupid people do that shit all day, every day. Like, fucking people like my aunt and uncle. Oh, we're married, we got kids, and we got a great house and family, and look at all we got. But they fucking secretly fucking hate each other. They fucking put a facade on for fucking each other just so they can each have what the fuck they want and be happy in their own little pea-brain fucking world. But at the same time, they're making the other fucking person miserable and don't give a shit.
Yeah, but that's not happening with me. What's happening with me is I've been with him for a number of years. He's got an apartment ready for me to move in, and I don't want to move in. I don't want to leave my city, and I don't want to put my life in his hands. I'm not ready for that. So, when I finally feel ready, I might move to Boston, and guess what? He might fuck up in between that. And if he does anything wrong,
Then are you that naive? Like, I know you're a girl, but you can't be that naive to think that he's not going to walk on eggshells or glass until he gets what he wants. And then as soon as he gets what he wants, it goes back to the fucking routine.
I don't believe that. I believe that.
How many relationships have you been in to not believe that? You act like any one is different from the next because the people change. The people change, yes. The shit that fucking comes with those people does not.
Listen, if you really love somebody, you risk and you fear losing them, you will change.
Yeah, I did that. I played that game for 15 years, and look where it got me.
Well, that was the wrong girl.
Okay, well, that could be the wrong guy. You let me know in 15 years.
In the groove again, where you can meet another girl and be happy.
Why? Because you got me out of the house one night for a couple nights and whatever? All you're going to do is force me to sit here longer and not want to come out at all the next time.
Why is that?
Why would I want to? Look where it leads me. Nowhere, nothing.
You haven't got friends? No. So, a real friend, not a fucking video game fucking face concept.
Well, there's only one person in the world I want to be my fucking friend.
Who's that?
The person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with.
Yeah, who's that?
I don't know. Probably nobody. Because, like I said before, didn't nobody want me in the first place.
All you have to do is man up. Get in the groove of work.
Well, that ain't going to happen because I don't buy into the monetary system.
You need to have it for yourself, love, and have your own apartment.
I don't...
You gotta get away from mom, man.
I go live under a bridge right now. I don't need that. I don't need that. I mean, I go live under a bridge and be just as content as I am sitting here now.
There's no electrical units under the bridge.
Oh, well.
So just stop it.
Everything in life is expendable and replaceable. Guitars, games, plays. I don't know. Like I told you, the only person I really want to be my best friend is the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. the only friend I ever look for in life. I haven't been able to find one yet. So I gave up looking.
I don't think you should have it up.
I already know where most of those paths lead. Exactly where I'd be sitting now here today. I could save myself the aggravation.
No.
There's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. I know the path, I just choose not to walk it.
I think you should walk the path.
Well, I don't mind walking the path. I don't want to do it alone.
Yeah, I really want to be your friend the whole way.
And at the end, when you're not my friend or can't be my friend or aren't my friend anymore or whatever the case may be, I'll be standing there at the end with all that in hand and nobody to share with. So I'm cool with that.
Who's to say you're not going to meet someone? You get out of the house a little bit more and do things.
Because I wasn't looking to meet anybody. I talk to you, I come over and hang out with you because I already know you. Like I told you before, like if you was somebody else, random, didn't know you, I wouldn't even probably got up and I wouldn't even fucking put my socks on. To tell you the truth. That's how it is.
But I hope you didn't knock me out.
If like some random other person tried to get me to come out my house, I probably wouldn't have at all.
Well, I plan on not having sex with Daniel when he comes. So if I end up pregnant, this is going to be really bad. How would you explain that?
Well, I gotta be the one that explains it?
Yeah.
To who?
And be like, I got your girl pregnant. I don't know.
Well, if I had to, I fucking would, I guess. But I mean, I don't have to cross that bridge yet.
Well, that would be the only way I would leave him. If I ended up pregnant, I would have to tell him what I did. And then I would have to marry you if I would. Then, he'd be a dad, and you'd have to get a job. Or I'd kill you.
I could be the home mom. What you talking about? Because I plan on I plan on homeschooling my child anyways if I ever had one. He's not going to fucking public retard school. He's not.
My kid's going to Catholic school.
He's not going to no fucking retard school. He's gonna be home tutored and learn the truth about life and the world that he lives in. Not that bullshit that. No, they don't. They teach the same retarded fucking. They have to listen. By law, I don't care what they teach.
It's a parochial school. That is a different curriculum.
By law, they have to fucking go by the same practice of school in every school district from one end of the United States to the other, whether it's Catholic, whether it's private, or it's public. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what it is. There's only one
You're not going to be the home mom.
I'm just saying there's only one education system in the world. So if he goes to any school, he's going to learn that education system, and that's not the education system I want my child to have.
Listen here, you. I had a baby by you and you knocked me out. You're going to work.
Oh, that's a different story, and it's a bridge we'll have to cross when that time comes. But in the meantime, like, I like cuddling with you.
Me too.
I like you holding me.
Just don't put it in me and then it's not cheating, right?
Alright.
Okay.
Once in a while. Look, I don't know what you worried about getting pregnant for. You ain't getting pregnant. I jerk off too much for that shit. I keep my sperm count down low, just so that don't happen.
Yeah, you jerk off too much.
I fucking, I'm a guy, like, I got needs, like, ain't nobody else waxing the fucking pole, so... You know what I mean? I gotta do what I gotta do sometimes.
Every day?
Well, it gets boring here sometimes playing video games, so, like, yeah. At least fucking a few times a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, what you talking about? So, like, yeah, like, your cooter over there has been being deprived all these years, man. You could be having breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and some dessert.
I say that, that's why I'm laughing. You're supposed to say cooter cat.
Well, that shit's been deprived. I'm gonna give it what it needs and deserves.
I wish I wasn't bleeding. I would have been a lot more better.
Right, because we could have did all kinds of shit.
Shut up. Are you the devil himself?
Hello? I'm pretty sure I was telling you that, but you were like, no.
You can't be.
You sure?
Yes.
Even guy makes a mistake once in a while.
You're not the devil. Why would you think that?
Because I sure as fuck ain't holy like any other fucking person is.
You want to be?
Do I want to be?
Yeah.
I don't know if I was. Like, listen, listen, you know why I don't go to church no more? I used to go to church with my grandparents when I was a kid on the weekends. And, like, the priest, the babushka, like, I guess they're in Russian Orthodox, like, they're allowed to marry or whatever. And he had a wife. I don't know, he's probably got, like, 10 daughters and, like, I don't know, 3 sons. Like, he got a lot of kids over there. I don't even know how much are all of them. But all his sons and daughters are either a part of the church or they're a part of the choir in the church or whatever. They're all a part of the church. But, like, his sons might be, like, one son is, like, learning to do what he's doing because he's going to take over probably the church when his father retires or whatever. But all his daughters work in the choir. And one of the girls up in the choirs when we were little kids or whatever, I mean little kids, used to like fucking wink at me and blow kisses at me and shit or whatever, and I used to fucking be winking at her and fucking be blowing kisses at her and shit. And like, you know, after church, like we used to have the dinner in church and all the kids would play or whatever, and you know, we used to play and shit. But like the pastor saw me one time winking and blowing some kisses over there to his daughter in the choirs or whatever. He came over and he said something to my grandmother. My grandmother fucking was like, came over and wadded me a good one and was like, you knock that fucking shit off right here, right now. And I was like, yeah, alright. And like 10 minutes later I was doing that shit again or whatever, and she caught me, and that was it. When I came home from my grandparents' house that day, like, I got my ass beat good by my grandparents and my fucking mom when my mom came home from fucking work too. And that was the last time they took me to church.
Baby, what they tell you. We need him, we need God. But it sucks without him, I promise.
That was a good reason for me to go back to church anymore. I was over there trying to pick up the snow angels, man. What you mean? I didn't know any better. I mean, I did and I didn't. I knew that that wasn't a place for fucking around. I'm gonna get some Nak Chamba. and I'll need to burn some.
That's why I like Nak Chamba.
You like Nak Chamba because fucking I like the Nak Chamba and burned it all the time.
Is that why?
That's why. There's things that you fucking grew up to love and like that you didn't even realize you adapted those traits and inherited those traits from me when you used to date me. That's how I rubbed off on you. I'm a bad influence. As much as I used to think I helped people, ultimately in the long run I used to hurt people. I'd only help them, like by helping them, I'd help them with whatever problem they had, and 9 out of 10 times, it would be a short-term gain for a long-time loss. Ultimately, I used to hurt the people I used to try to help. So I don't help nobody anymore because I know where my efforts get me.
Well,
Grief, other people get grief, and it's not fair to them, so I mind my own business.
Listen, we're here to earn forever in the kingdom of God. And that can only be done by...
The only kingdom I'm going to go spend eternity in is the kingdom of nuggets or the kingdom of pooter. Because I've been deprived of both of that shit my whole life here on this planet. No pooter and no fucking nuggets. So, like, when I die, my kingdom is either going to be cooter and nuggets, man.
I gave you cooter.
You gave me a taste of what life has to offer.
Good, and I hope you want life now.
I'd like to have more. All the time, consistently, but it's not a possibility. And it is, but I gotta go find somebody else. Because it can't be with you. It can't be with... Yeah, well... I'm not.
I want you to be. I want you to be happy.
Oh, you sound like my ex-girlfriend that calls me after, like, I don't know how many years we haven't been together. Rubs in my face what I don't have. And how much better it is without you. And be like, oh, I just want to be your friend. I just want to make sure you're happy and you're alright. Oh yeah? Well, fucking calling to remind me while I'm sitting here in the first place doesn't make me happy and make me feel alright about that.
Well, that's different because I didn't hurt you. You hurt me. And I did not hurt you.
Don't you understand? I did it for your I did it for your best interest.
Why?
Because my life is shit. Like, look, I fucking walk throat high deep in fucking shit for 40 years. I'm gonna do that for another 40 years, I'm sure of it. Until the point I can't fucking see the top anymore. Alright?
Why does it have to be like that? It does not have to be like that.
Well, it doesn't, but that's, I guess, the fucking path I have to walk. I don't know. If it gets better in the end,
you're gonna meet a nice girl and you're gonna fall in love again.
Didn't I tell you I did meet a nice girl like that, and I really did want to fall in love, but I'm afraid to because I know where that should ultimately get me and lead me to.
You can't be afraid. You can't go into love being afraid. It'll never work.
I can't trust anybody else. I've been betrayed one too many times by one too many people I was supposed to fucking be able to trust unconditionally.
So have I.
And that includes, look it, my parents brought me into this world and gave me life. I can't trust those fucking people. What makes you think I can trust anybody else outside those people? Because everybody's different, they're not the same? That's horseshit. That's a fucking bullshit fucking idea that was bred into your fucking brain. We are not different.
Look at all the happy married couples out there.
We are not different. We are all the same human beings that walk on this earth, and to think that you're an individual and that you're diversifiedly different than somebody else, you're not.
Oh my God, I'm going to stop you right there. We are all unique individuals.
No, we're not. We're all human. We're all human beings. Look at anything,
any different ideals, feelings, actions, and thoughts.
Yes, at certain times, but sooner or later, at some point in time, everybody has all those ideas and all those tendencies or all those thoughts at some point in time, whether it was sooner or later, but at some point in time. You're a human being.
You've been fucking trapped in the house too long. I don't know what happened to you.
You're a human being. Look, we're all human beings. Look, we're all human beings.
Jesus was right. You do need me.
We're all human
really
beings, and any
No.
look, you act like somebody else out there in the world can do something better than you. And just because they can, don't mean they are better than you.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying
You could learn to do it too. It's like, look, it's like play. I'm listening. I'm listening to you at the same time you're listening to me.
Well, let me tell you something here.
It's like, let me tell you this.
No, I tell you this. You are so fucking handsome and sweet and kind, and it's a waste. And I think that you should start to think about getting out of the house more, making new friends, and having a life other than in your room 24 hours a day, playing video games, sleeping, jerking off, or fucking driving your parents crazy.
I don't talk to them at all if I don't have to. I try not to. I go out of my way not to.
Wouldn't it be nice if you went in the living room and be like, Mom, I want to get along?
No.
And let's try something new?
No.
You hugged your mother?
Nope, because you know what she's going to say? She's going to be like, what do you want? What do you need and what do you want?
And just say, I don't want neither one anything. I just want,
Mm-hmm.
to fix our relationship.
Yeah, we don't have a relationship. That's the problem.
You can fix
I don't want one with that person.
Well, then don't you think you should get out of the house? You don't love her?
No, I also feel like they should suffer like I did. It's a catch-22. It's not over. It's still going on here and now. It's not over. It's not over until the fucking Jedi sings. And I ain't singing anytime soon.
I did my research online while you were gone.
Yep.
There's no such thing as a real Jedi.
I'm pretty sure that the Vatican recognized in 2006 as Jediism as an actual religion, indoctrinated that shit into the.
It did not. The Vatican had nothing to do
Are
with
you
that.
serious? You better go Google that shit again, because I'll fucking prove you wrong. I don't have to Google it. I know it for a fact. I know it for a fact. You can.
Okay, send it to me. Tell me where the Vatican said that's a religion.
Google right now. Listen, Google right now.
You and screenshot it. Fuck this.
I don't have to.
You have to bear the burden of proof. Oh no.
I am bearing the burden of proof. You asked me who, what, where, when, and why, and I'm going to tell you. All you have to listen. Listen. All you have to do is Google is Jediism a religion?
Yeah, it's a religion of fucking goofballs who live in a fantasy world.
No, it isn't, because I'm going to Google it right now, and I'm going to read to you word for word what Google says.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Where the hell are they all the things?
More people in Europe.
We need to focus on that.
Look, more people in Europe right now believe in Jediism than they do Christianity. That's a statistic fact.
That's because Russia's evil. Did you know that your country is evil?
Russia has nothing to do with fucking Europe. Europe is fucking all the countries all the way over to Russia. Russia's not a part of Europe.
Russia is the cause of much evil in the world. Trust me. So is Turkey.
Jedi.
Turkey and Russia. Some fuckers.
Is Jediism a religion? That's exactly what I Googled.
It's not. You're thinking of it's Klingon official language or something. Yeah, what happened?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What's the result? Where'd you pick up this what do you mean shit? What you mean? Where do you pick up that shit? You never talked like that before.
That I never what?
What is this what you mean shit all the time?
What do you mean shit?
You always like, what you mean?
Well, because, like, your version of meaning of it is different from my version of meaning, so I'm trying to understand your aspect over mine.
Okay, what's it say? You goof. It's just a movie, love. Not live out your life as you're a fucking Jedi. Okay? You are a saint of God. You're very alive in my court.
Mm-hmm.
You are. called to be a saint, not a Jedi. That's not going to get you anywhere. You're not going to have a forever kingdom with happiness and joy and all the things that you love. You're not. No, but hell might be involved with like fucking a million Chewbacca's chewing his fucking skin off or something. Who fucking knows?
The Jedi Knights Archive official recognition as a religion. and what I googled was, does the Vatican? I googled, does the Vatican recognize Jediism as a religion?
What would say? Yeah.
I'm reading it. I'm fucking waiting for the page to load up. But the Vatican recognized that shit in 2006 as an actual religion because more people in Europe believe in that shit than they do Jesus Christ. And that's why they took it. And that's why they took it into the. That is true. You better Google it again. Yes, it is.
So most of Europe are Jedi people.
Look, updated. It says Jedi Knights have gained official recognition as a religion in the UK census in 2001, coming very near the bottom of an official list of religions put out by the Statistics Office. Jedi Knight is known by the code 896. Heathen comes in at 897, followed by atheist at 898, and lastly, none with 899 is not exactly a ringing endorsement.
In Europe, you know why? The majority in Europe. You know how many fucking Catholics and Orthodox are in Europe?
Well, they have actual, like, Jedi temples at the church for people who are Jedis to go there and pray.
Please read me the beliefs of a Jedi person.
There is no belief. It's called the Jedi Code, and if you watch Star Wars, you know what the Jedi Code is.
Just tell me the Jedi Code, thank you.
You know what's funny about that shit is I can't recite the Jedi Code, and no matter how much I tried to memorize that shit, I can't memorize the Jedi Code. But I can recite the Sith Code without thinking that shit. Without even thinking that shit, I can recite the Sith Code, and basically the Sith Code is, or the Jedi Code is the opposite of, like, basically the Sith.
Okay, well, you Google the Jedi Code and read it. With the house pocket. If you fucking little nut. What is this code?
The Jedi Code of the Jedi Order. Alright. So what? So what if I said all that shit in the first place and this movie didn't exist? Would I still be fucking crazy?
No, then you would have an actual reason to be a Jedi.
Well, I'm not the only person in the world that believes that. So I can't be too crazy.
You believe there's a planet with Chewbacca?
Yo, like, listen, you know what I said? When somebody saw Bigfoot in the woods, they saw Chewbacca taking a fucking piss behind a fucking tree. They parked the Millennium Falcon over there while he was cruising through space, trying to fucking flee from the Empire, and Chewbacca had to take a piss, so he was over there behind a tree taking a piss. Next thing you know, the dude was in the woods hunting, looking for some deer, and he's like, yo, I saw this giant fucking man beast with these fucking claws and shit. It was called a Bigfoot. We call it a Sasquatch. That thing was like a Sasquatch, man. A fucking prehistoric man. But and he was like, Mah! And you know what he was trying to be like? Yo, which way to fucking Titan? You know what I mean? The dude fucking was scared shitless. He fired the rifle at fucking Chewbacca. He shit all over himself and left it in the woods. And the dude was like, look, I'll take you right back up there. I'll show you the footprints. Look, and there's a pile of shit right there he left behind too. I saw it right here. Bam, there was the legend of Bigfoot. Han Solo and Chewbacca pulled over on Earth so he could take a fucking piss behind a tree, and some hunter saw him. And the next thing you know, we got the legend of fucking Bigfoot.
Pull over on Earth to take a pee.
Because he had to take a piss. I don't fucking... Listen, do you piss in your car?
Eat out a fucking window.
Do you piss in your car? Do you piss out the window in your car? No, they fucking pulled over like normal people to take a fucking piss. Behind the fucking tree. remember, anytime somebody says they saw Bigfoot, you be like, that's not Bigfoot, it's Chewbacca. You just tell them JEDI420 said what's up. And I need a ride. I need a ride. I need a ride. Back to fucking, like, Coruscant or Alderaan. Anywhere off this fucking rock. You drop me off at the next fucking stop. Shit, you could turn me over to the Empire. I wouldn't even give a shit. They could turn, listen, they could drop me off at the fucking Empire. I'd be like, yo, I'm a Jedi Knight. I surrender. Take me.
This is going to waste your time and your purpose. Listen to me. Listen to me, baby. You're a son of God. You're a man. And you're called to be a saint, not a Jedi. That's not going to earn you your eternal kingdom. It's just not, baby. Right? It's not going to.
How do I be a part of your kingdom?
It's okay to love your movie, but you're not a Jedi. You're the son of God.
Well, people used to call me like Neo back in the days before I called myself Jedi.
There's definitely something weird about you because something strange happened in those woods by your house.
Yeah, I have the Force. I can manipulate space and time around me. Like, whether you want to believe that shit or not, I can and do and will. Sometimes, listen, I don't use that shit for personal gain. I don't use that shit for personal gain because
your power comes from God Almighty.
it comes from the Force.
He is the Force.
No.
He's inside of everything, every molecule.
You're gonna feel the Force when I see him, I'll tell you that.
Omnipotent and omnipresent. Yes, he is the Force.
No, alright.
Sorry.
Look, I don't kick your religion in the teeth. Why are you kicking mine in the teeth?
My religion is based on reality.
And after all these years, 35 years, people in this world that we live in this day and age recognize that shit as real too. I don't know what to tell you. More people...
Where's the archaeological evidence of fucking Chewbacca's tomb?
Chewbacca is from fucking the planet Kashyyyk. They're not from here.
I know for that.
But if you've seen one here, it's because they pulled over to take a piss.
They didn't pull over to take a peg.
How do you know? Did you stop and ask them?
There would have to be some kind of piss receptacle in the ship.
Not every... listen, look at... Do you ever see those... Look at... You ever see those... Do you ever... It takes no time traveling fucking when you open a wormhole and go pew from one end of space to the other instantaneously. What the fuck are you talking about? Hyperdrive.
What the fuck are you talking about?
They got the hyperdrive. They go from one end of space to the other and fucking boom. Light speed, motherfucker.
Baby, all that matters is you getting close to God to earn your eternal home. Okay? So we're gonna work on that. Alright? We're gonna help you feel better.
Listen, when you hold my lightsaber in your hand, that's a sign of Jediism. When you'll maybe realize it's a little bit more realer than you thought. Why? Because I got a lightsaber? Don't make me pull that shit out here and now.
I've fucking held one before.
Not the kind that I got.
What is that actually gonna do? You're gonna play fucking air hockey with it?
No, I ain't gonna play air hockey with that shit. I'll fucking cut a car in half with that motherfucker.
You can't cut a car in half with it.
Sure can. I can make a real lightsaber. I do know how to make a real one. A real one. Like the ones that are mythologically fantasized on TV. I can make a...
laser beam option?
Actually, no. It would never be made from a laser. Lasers keep going infinitely, and you can't bend light. So it can't be made of a laser. The light has to stop at some point and reverberate back around into the handle, recycling itself up and down in a motion. And light cannot do that. Light travels in one path, and that's a direct path forward always. It can't bend. I mean, light can curve, but it can't bend.
You did not graduate high school, right?
Sure did. I got a fucking diploma. What the fuck are you talking about? As a matter of fact, I got a degree after I graduated from high school that says I continued my education. I got that degree from BOCES for an adult continuing education after fucking graduation. That's why I'm...
I went to school when I was looking for you. I didn't even know that.
I didn't go to school because I didn't have to go to school. I was too smart for those retards. When I went to school, 9 out of 10 times when the teacher said something, I'd question it. They didn't like the questions I'd ask, because they have to give the honest answer, and they don't get paid to give us the honest fucking answer. They're paid to do a job, and they fucking do it. And every time you fucking question something outside the norm, you should belong in the fucking dummy class. Okay. Because I questioned that shit, instead of just accepting it at face value. That's the one thing that you don't never do in this world, and that's where you find yourself fucked up in life, is like taking shit at face value when somebody tells it to you. You should either know or find out, but don't take that shit at face value. And
I've been on my own since 11 years old, and the only time I lived at home, really, as a teenager, was with my dad, and after the rest, I fucking ran away.
hey, look, you should have took me with you. I'd have fucking thanked you for it.
You didn't want me.
Yo, as a matter of fact, all the times I did try to run away, like, every fucking step of the way was a fucking fight, tooth and fucking nail, and then ultimately, at the end of the day, was forced to fucking have to turn around and go and fucking, like, dude, I'm in a black hole. I ain't never coming out. And that's why fucking anybody I love or care about or ever fucking think or thought I fucking did, like, I keep them as far away from me as I can. Because once you in, you can't never get the fuck back out. I've been trying for 40 years to get the fuck out, and I'm trapped. I ain't going anywhere.
You're not trapped.
And so it's not fair to anybody I care about. So that's why I say I know I'm going to live alone for the rest of my life. Because anybody I love or care about, I'll keep them as far away from me as I can. Just, I don't care how happy or miserable they are in life. I know their misery isn't caused because they're with me.
Well, I'll tell you what. You stop being a little fucking jerk.
It fucking kills me too much to know that I made somebody else miserable
And stop fucking saying you're gonna push
that I cared about.
You deserve to be happy. And you're fucking good looking and you have a lot to offer.
Like my friends in the Netherlands, man, they used to listen to me bitch and argue and fight all the time and shit, and I think I made them miserable for a little while, and they didn't enjoy my company anymore, even though they do still like me as a person, and like sometimes like that shit made me sad and depressed that I couldn't hang out and talk to them and smoke a bowl with them. Smoke a bowl.
You need to look in the mirror and long look and start changing. It's time.
That shit ain't gonna happen. I'm too set in my ways and I don't like change. I'm set in my ways and I don't like change.
Yeah, it's fuck with me now. You're gonna get better. Fuck this. This fucking morbid fucking outlook you have on everything. It's fucking bullshit. Period. Damn you.
Aren't I entitled to my opinion?
No.
And my feelings?
Completely retarded. No. Your life is worth living. Get the fuck out of that room and do something. Positive.
Nah.
Society. Be fucking helpful. Next person Jesus sends you, help them and do a good job.
Ooh, ain't nobody. Listen, you'd be lucky if somebody calls me by the end of the month besides you.
Well, let's change that. You have new friends called Lisa and Henry and Nicole. They love you. They want you around.
I come hang out.
When I'm not there,
I might have to bring a real guitar.
you might. Give them a show. Yeah, you're allowed there even when I'm not there. They love you.
I'm not.
If they didn't love you, they wouldn't let you trip off their phone. I'll tell you that.
Well, I'm the same way. If I don't like somebody, dude, I wouldn't let them smoke my shit either.
They wouldn't let you drink off their cup. They wouldn't share weed with you. I've seen them. No.
Well, they're like me. They giving me the benefit of the doubt because they don't know me. And that's the same way. If I met somebody new tomorrow, I give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, look.
No. Once people get to know you, they're going to see how great you are. And you need to show people who you are.
That's because I'm not.
Not this fucking version of yourself that you are fucking committed to this. No. This is crap. You are a worthwhile human being and you deserve to be happy and you're not going to spend the rest of your fucking life living with mom playing video games. That's so lame. No way. Want me to write your feelings down, get your feelings out, go for walks,
Like, yo, what do you mean? That's how I do express my feelings. It's called I play guitar. Like, you know what I mean? When I fucking this or I'm that, I play guitar. Like, I was happy last couple of days with you or whatever. I wanted to play. I would have probably played some more uplifting spirit fucking shit than I normally probably would have if I did. I don't know.
I think that maybe you should be a part of the band.
Yeah, I should, but I don't got enough of the proper equipment. I'm only halfway there. I'm sitting a little bit better than other people. I used to go hang out in Oswego at, like, the band room. Like, there's this big building, and in that building, like, every floor and every room had, like, different bands in them, and then, like, you know, everybody respected everybody's shit and whatnot and whatever. And, like, you know, I'd go there and hang out with them, and I'd go snooping around in the other band rooms. Like, other bands would be setting up and play in or whatever, and I'd go stand there and watch and listen or whatever and check out other people's shit. And you know, we talk. I'd be like, oh, I play, and like, you know, when the band was done playing, sometimes to homie, I'd be like, yo, let me jam a little something a little bit. He'd be like, yeah, go ahead or whatever, you know. So I'd plug in, I'd play. Those other people would come and see, like, because all of a sudden it'd be something different out of the norm being played in the band room, and people would be like, oh, who's that playing? Who's that playing? And it'd be, you know, it'd be me or whatever, and people would be like, oh, you play? Like, I didn't know you played. Like, you here hanging out, like, they're like, you got a band here? Like, you in one of the bands here? I'd be like, no. No. I don't know, one of these days I might. I don't want to hear that. Nah. Nah. Huh? Like, I don't want to hear that.